Hey guys, welcome to Sharded. We are an Argent Saga podcast. My name is Mike.
And I'm Andrew, and Mike, it's just so good. All right, guys, so last episode we talked about how much we love the new set, and we're going to keep going on it because, like I said on the title, it's just so good. I had a chance to travel, or I was forced to travel this last weekend, either way you want to look at it. But I spent a lot of the time on the plane and the downtime just kind of like doing deck ideas and stuff like that. And there's so many good possibilities out there now with the new set. And plugging and playing and trying all this stuff together. Urgon, Kite, Urgon, whomever, Urgon.
And even Urgon is, as much as I've been in love with him, and I don't want to get into the podcast yet, but so as much as I've been in love with Urgon, like he's not the only answer now. Like, I mean, Liam will rip a Urgon straight up and down. Like, I mean, that
Rain's pretty good.
Yeah. So I think the biggest takeaway for me from the last time we casted, not only had we had a chance to kind of look at the layout and the setup of the cards and the modular, like the tribal portions of it, right, between the phantasms and the witches and the blaze walkers, and but I've actually had some chance to get some reps in and see some of these really cool. Not just combos. Combos are fun, but just some of the synergies that go together. And I really kind of developed an appreciation for the design of this set. Like, you had mentioned earlier in our discussion that some of the preview cards that we have seen seemed on the verge of nonsensical. Like
the Rain being the perfect example.
Right, like what the heck?
Right. So like you saw Rain and you're like, why would I expel a card from my, like one card from my hand for free isn't worth 500.
Yeah, right.
Right. But now it's totally worth 500, right? So
to see some of the forethought, like of building these sets in the way that they did, and I know that ARG has come out and said that they released some of those expansion packs just because, you know, it's a new company and they just wanted to get some cards into people's hands, right? Because you don't want your game to go stale. Like we play a game that suffers from this, where we have these long stale metas where people are just so tired of getting their butt kicked by the same deck, over and over again, right? And I like the fact that ARG was interested in giving these cards to us. They seemed silly at the time, like we're like, what do we? And Urgon obviously was way ahead of the time. Now, like I've been playing Urgon, and every deck's running Bone Scavenger,
right?
Which is a hard stop. Like the Urgon player can't just play solitaire and get his combos off. He has to deal with the Bone Scavenger, or his entire deck strategy goes away. That's why I've seen a lot of Urgon players just in the last couple weeks actually start going back to Hoenna, right? Because they were tired of that being their primary strategy. Hoenna had a great strategy where she rewarded you for winning, and then she had a finishing mechanic. Urgon doesn't have that. Like you don't get bonuses for smashing tower. So I've been really impressed after playing some games.
You mean her finish, just drop a bunch of golems?
Right, yeah, like wait till your turn, I'm gonna spend my counters and drop a couple of golems and kill you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. So yeah, I don't know. That's or I do know. Like it's just been great playing around with all the different stuff. I mean, Urgon obviously is the one I've been looking at the most because I like the Urgon Shard mech thing. Mm-hmm. I think Urgon Kite is what I'm settling on, because then you get Gift and
Gift might be a problem.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Gift gets killed.
Yeah, like because I think we talked a little bit about it early, like when they spoiled Gift, right? And then we were like, what? Like what? Why would you print this card? And then they immediately they banned. The big bird Sylphia, right? Because of Gift, because you didn't want to get it. But I've already seen players now, like one of our local players, Joe, like he gifts right into, he'll gift into a Yuki and hold it, and you know it's there, right? Which changes the way you play the game.
That's awesome.
You know, he'll gift into a Repro Bloom, yeah, I mean it's just a lot. I mean, it is a 2 cost and it's not instacast. I guess that's the one good thing, but that card is. And I think Green needed it, because I think Green was a little at the end of after the Sylphia nerf. I felt like it kind of lost some tools, and I think that gave it some extra flexibility.
That wasn't that kind of its only tool,
right? Yeah.
I mean, it's got the placement mechanic thing that I'm in absolute love with, but I mean, yeah, I've been spreading my wings. I picked up a water deck this last weekend too.
What?
Well, it was on some store credit that I won. So I had an opportunity to travel, and I did well in a different game tournament, and I got some store credit, and I was like, what am I? I was like a kid in a candy shop with like an allowance, and I was like, hoo. So I got a water deck. And,
nice. Cool.
So, because I got to get my Phantasms from Daddy Shark.
Right. So that's another thing I want to think that makes this set so good is early on in the meta, and early on in the game, in the first set, I started off playing fire, right, and then realized how good Dark was, right. So
still good.
Still good. So then I kind of rotated to being Dark when the set released, and now Dark's more like my primary color, and I am kind of like splashing in other colors. But what I've seen is other players are now experimenting with different mechanics in different colors, and I think that's a sign of a good set is when there's more ways to play the game than just always playing Ergon Fizzy. Right. Which the Ergon Fizzy might be the best deck. I don't know. Liam Kite might be the best deck. I don't know. But if they are so clearly the best deck that no one wants to play anything else, that's not fun. Right. And I don't feel like that it's settling that way. I think there's a lot of, things to be expected. We still have never seen a Phantasm deck. I haven't seen it yet.
In our meta.
Locally.
I haven't seen any online.
I haven't seen any.
Because with that, you have to, there's no doubt, you need the cards. You have to play a water champ. And it's probably going to be Jamil because you're going unit focused. Right. So, and there haven't been a lot of Jamils out there.
Right, but he's real good. He's
pretty good.
Yeah, card draw, I've heard is excellent. He's the guy that
I've heard it's good.
Spends counters and draws a card. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Well, it draws 2 and then you have to sack 1, right?
Yeah. But that's pretty good. That's even better. Right? Getting to draw 2 and pick 1?
Yeah. Well, sometimes.
Right. Unless they're both amazing.
Right. I mean, it would feel real good if he had the Ergon recursion, but he doesn't, right?
Right. Thank God.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So you've been playing with, because you were texting the internal board. Well, so you started with one thing and then you were texting or Facebooking everybody else to try to trade into something else. So you just can't stop yourself.
I've been chasing the dragon real bad with this game. I'm actually at the point now where I'm trying to get common foils. And I blame you for that. Because you're like, we should be trading our common foils with each other that we don't play.
Yeah, and how well did that conversation go down? Well, everyone's like, no, they're mine.
Right. Well, I've been trading my common foils. I've been, kind of trading it out. So, but that's to the point where I'm at now, where I'm I'm so into the game where I'm trying to bling. I may or may not have bought 3 foil Shrieks off TCG Player last week. Shrieks, not Shriek. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, that card is in every dark deck that I'm building has those 3 cards. Even
Shrieker, right?
Shrieker, yeah. Shrieker, yeah.
But wasn't that the promo card that? Yeah, because I've got one.
Everybody only got one, and I wanted a matching set of foil commons for that. I ordered I've been ordering foils because I think the common foils are probably my favorite foils.
I like the foiling on them better than any other foiling. Yeah. So and you can take that to the bank.
Yeah. And they're cheap. I got those Shriekers, which is a very sought after card. I got them for $1
well, and
each.
But they're full art one too. The promo full art foil.
Correct. Yeah, and you get those were kind of hard to get. I didn't get one because I missed that tournament, but
I see.
Everybody else did. So
yeah. But so to that end, we were talking about what I had posted on. I know we're way off topic, but it is what it is, guys. So the what I had proposed is because originally in our meta, everyone had kind of, except for Tim, basically everyone had kind of zoned in on their element, right? And I was green, right? And I had a whole bunch of these other common foils that are just sitting in my box. So I had kind of proposed to everybody, well, why are you having a green foil that's in your box? Let's trade, and I'll give you a red common foil, right? But not the problem. In this set, I think everybody wants to keep their commons, which seem to be more prevalent in this set as it is anyway. But everyone wants to keep them because everyone's playing more stuff.
Right. You're experimenting with more things. Right.
So, and you're like, well, I'm not going to give away my...
Even my rares, I'm a little less... the first set, I was just giving away my green rares. I don't even care, right? And now I'm like, what if I want to try splashing green and run some kite? Although that'd be pretty hard for me to do.
I think that's the worst example you could have taken because I don't think green got much.
Right? No, yeah, absolutely. But for instance, in the first set, I didn't keep any light cards almost, if I traded my...
Well, and you were trying to help Nathaniel get started.
Correct, right. So, but now, like, when people are like, hey, you're not using those finishing arrays, and I'm like, but
Juggernaut.
Yeah, but I'm like one more Repro-Bloom loss away from running light, running Sola and having finishing array because I'm so freaking tired of getting punched in the face by Repro-Bloom at this point.
I think Repro-Bloom's getting killed. I know there's fights about it. Right. I get it.
So I had a local player who is really good. Gave me some advice after I had kind of raged. The Repro-Bloom, God, I just can't do anything, right? Because I was trying to get cute with remove. Like, I would only play removal that didn't trigger Repro-Bloom, right? So that's like I would Ghostly Demise for 2 or something that would not trigger Repro-Bloom. I was so petrified.
Ghostly Demise is the one where you pay X and kill all at that cost.
Correct,
right?
And it doesn't target, which is a very good card. He told me, and he's a Repro-Bloom player. He plays Liam, and so he's all about rushing you out and killing you. He's like
Liam Kite Repro-Bloom, right?
Yes, I think I can't remember, but
because he gifts right into
yeah. So he told me it's better. He goes just target and kill Repro-Bloom. Like,
just take the hit.
Get him out, get his blooms out, and because the problem is if he sits on the board, the Repro-Bloom player himself will trigger the ability more times. Like, so if I don't do it, he's going to do it. Plus, he keeps Repro-Bloom out there. And then if I ever go to target him off. So I had to get that right in my head because I was trying to play around it too much when I could have just, I was going to, Molten Explosion your Repro-Bloom and get it out of here. Yeah, you're going to poop out 2 blooms, but you know what bloom tokens really hate? It's a Ghostly Demise because I don't have to expel anything and they go away.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's not pay, it's expel.
Expel, it's expel.
Yeah. It's a 2-drop. It's a 2-drop and it's expelled. That's right.
So that was some really good advice that kind of helped me not only quit raging against Repro-Bloom, but realize there's kind of a balance mechanic there. I mean, if I think you have to get over that, like, oh, I'm not going to trigger it. Just get it off the board. Like, and the problem is I'm playing Dark and there's no Brawler.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah, because his answer was, well, the counter to Repro-Bloom is to play Brawler. I'm like, so the counter to Liam, like,
the counter to Liam is
Liam? Like, that's really fair. Like, I mean, come on. So,
I mean, the Tsubasa has Brawler, and Ariana has Brawler.
So, yeah, not playing any of that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
There's options.
There is options.
The Warden kind of has Brawler.
Yeah.
Not really.
So, I think if Repro-Bloom has a problem, and this is not the Repro-Bloom needs to be banned cast, but I think if there is a problem with Repro-Bloom, it's the fact that gear triggers his ability. I kind of felt like the gear, that gear targets was an early answer to kind of a design problem where they're like, whoa, what is, does that actually target? Because if you remember right, the whole discussion came from like Royal Reflection. Right? Like, because Royal Reflection
and delayed poison on Juggernaut, right?
Yeah, and delayed poison on Juggernaut, right? So, does it target? Like, that was kind of and their answer was yes. Yes. And I love these guys, and they make they're kind of a badass card game company, but I think maybe they didn't, at the time, they weren't like, stuff slips, so they were probably like, yeah, absolutely, that's what we planned all along. That definitely targets. And now that we see Repro-Bloom, like, so... When a unit gets targeted, normally targeted means it's a bad thing, right? Like, I'm trying to kill you, and Repro-Bloom poops out 2 guys. Well, the Liam player equips a gear that already helps Repro-Bloom, and then it triggers Repro-Bloom. Like, that's a terrible... Like,
so they just errata that, and it changes that. But.
Yeah, I would like that. If I was going to change the game, it would be that it would be target, spell, or ability, or maybe non-gear spell or ability would because I think it is.
Or they
cool.
could just change the fundamental rule, and it would.
Yeah, and because that would take care of Juggernaut too, right? Because everyone hates that card.
Like, it's fine. Like, honestly, it's fine if Juggernaut gets delayed poison. Like, it's fine. It's okay. Deal with it, right? Like,
one cost. See, my problem with that is your 1 cost removal spell should not be able to eliminate my 5-drop.
Yeah, but it's a 5-drop that can't get killed in any other way. So, like,
right?
I mean,
okay.
Right. So, I mean,
yeah, I get what
like,
you're
this is a game where there's counters for everything. Right. Like, it's okay.
It's interesting. But to kind of focus our discussion again, I have been super excited not only to build decks, but to talk about the game. We don't have a very big local meta, so I've been kind of talking about it in the interwebs, which has been kind of fun. And then I've been jonesing to play. Joe just destroys me with Liam like every single game, but there's other champions that I do kind of well against, and because of that, I've changed my deck so that it's a little more resilient into that. Like he just can't straight up run out. Like it used to be before, like I didn't do anything for 3 rounds with Ergon. 3 rounds, I did nothing, right? So he would just kill me for 3 rounds and then use his Bone Scavenger to take all my best cards before I could do anything. And I had to fix that. I'm like, oh, that's a problem because everyone's playing that card.
Right.
So it's
at least 2.
Yeah. But because the game is so good, there's a ton of counters. Like if I'm not happy with what my deck's doing, I'll just drop in, mechs, or I'll switch champions, or I'll go mono black, or switch to Joanna. Like this is a good game. Yeah.
I'm really excited. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, and then we'll cap this and get it out of here because we're already way over time, I think. But the Blazewalkers. Okay. I've been super excited to get my hands on those guys. The problem I'm having mathematically is there almost needs to be one more Blazewalker.
Yes, correct. I think Blazewalkers are an excellent splash unit. So there's several Blazewalkers, but I think the three most useful Blazewalkers are Leah, the Scout, Blazewalker Scout.
It's all except for Fang.
Right. All except for Faye, yeah. There's the rookie, which I can never remember his Arc. Thank you, the rookie, and then there's Rain himself.
Right? Well, there's another one.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if that one's as good.
Okay, fair enough.
And the reason I say that is because those two...
Arc is the one that you can expel to do 1,000.
Right. And 1,000 is a ton.
If you do it with Rain, it's 500 on top of that.
Yeah.
Dealt in 2 separate packets.
Correct. What makes the Blazewalker so cool and such a good companion into dark decks that want to expel is you get an added bonus to expelling. So if you're using Leia the Scout, if you expel her along with other red units, or expel her when there's red units already that have been expelled, she takes them up to 3 of them, including including another copy of her, and shuffles them back into your deck. So what the main problems with that is that you can only expel so many times.
Sure.
Unless you're playing Blazewalkers.
Right.
And then you can keep
and
doing
Blazewalkers, being expelled protects, at least temporarily, from Bone Scavenger.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No. But yeah, because you can proc. Right.
And if you're playing that's Bone Scavenger is so freaking good for the Blazewalkers because obviously he protects you.
Right.
But you can actually pull your own Blazewalker out of the discard pile, throw him into your own expel zone.
Right. Boost your guy,
and then get a benefit from it.
And get the benefit from it. Right. Oh. Yeah. No, it's that is super. And to piggyback on that, Rain is very interesting because his ability is at instant speed. If your opponent is playing the Bone Scavenger and activates the ability to expel one of your units out of there, you can do it on top of that. You can expel the same unit right out from underneath him, and do damage. And it was going to get expelled anyway, you might as well get some sort of benefit out of it. So it is cool. I agree with you, though. It almost feels like maybe an unfinished archetype.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hoping is because we don't work for ARG in any way, but I'll put up the banner for the next set coming out January 23rd.
And this is an expansion, not a full set.
But the whole flavor text of it, it's there was some dramatic story. It's Liam and his horrible people are coming for the fire people, or something maybe we'll get another Blazewalker.
Yeah, and you'll have to buy 3 to get a full playset, but it would be cool to have another Blazewalker.
Of course.
But they did lower the MSRP, so that's always a super
something to go for. And there's no re-entrant cards this time, right? So
that's the rumor. That's what they said.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, that's what they said. So yeah, but I wonder if there's other unfinished archetypes. I wonder if the reason why the smart people haven't put together a Phantasm deck is because it feels maybe it's not finished. And the people that are playing this game a lot and competing at a super high level, they realize it because they've tested the crap out of it, right? We just haven't got around to it yet. So maybe it's just a little unfinished, whereas the the dark archetype for expelling feels so complete. There is a full set of golems. There is a full set of gargoyles. There is a full set of dudes that benefit from being expelled or discarded off the top of your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is full and complete. I almost hope in the next set that they don't add any more to that because it's going to get out of hand. And
how is dark? Like, that's Dark saying. Like, they're not going to not add more golems. They're not going to not add more gargoyles.
Maybe just lower the power level.
Yeah, I mean, so like I've seen some pretty sexy stuff online lately with using all the, like, you just run the 5 costs knowing you're never going to play them, so you can get Gygath out to protect somebody for the fire tower. It's like, this game's so good right now,
and that's complex. Like, I did one very easily on Saturday where I played Treat on a unit that costs 4, and not only did it ruin and get me a cool effect, but I dumped a Shade and 3...
And Shade can offering himself out, right?
Correct. And then I dropped 3 Obsidian Gargoyles out of my deck. So I finished the game like it was like a turn. It was like a turn 4 kill because I just went nuts. Like, I was boom, and then actually I guess it was turn 5.
Just to be clear, the gargoyle. The reason I was like, the gargoyle is the guy that when you put him in your discard zone
from your deck to your
bounces
discard.
to play.
Yeah. So I basically, for a one cost card, I sacrificed a creature that got me a benefit.
I mean, it was a 4-drop, to be fair.
It was Rowena, the Fire Phoenix, the Fire Princess. So she immediately brought in the... Yeah, so she brought in the Phoenix, and then I
brought in the Phoenix, you got Shade in your discard, and you dropped 3 guys.
Right. And I had a Guardian on board. So, I mean, that was one of those ones where...
I'll put up a I'll make a graphic. No, I will. I'll make a graphic for this and put it up. That's awesome.
It was a really cool play. It's the first time I've been able to do it because I had been playing against a lot of Liam decks where the problem with Liam in my dark deck is it doesn't give... I can't just play Solitaire for 3 rounds, which is my deck's big problem right now. Is if anyone puts any pressure on me, like early, I either have to ignore it and go, I'll be fine. I can play with 2 towers the whole game, right? Or I have to spend my resources defending myself instead of building my board state and ultimately winning mid game or late game. But it was really cool, and that already is a pretty busted mechanic, right? Treat is stupid that I can target 3 units out of my deck that get. So I for one cost I brought in the Phoenix that costs 6 and 3 Obsidian Gargoyles that cost 2 each. That are 1,000
it's a magnifying tutor, right?
Right. It was sick, but that was my. I was talking on one of the Discords that I'm like, that was my Argent Saga aha moment. I'm like, I get it now. Same game. My opponent targeted Helena Sorceress Supreme for death. Like, he played 2 cards to kill her, and I was like, I have a window here. So I exhausted her and expelled 3 units, and then played my other Helena. And then so his spell went off and she died, and then I had the same unit sitting there. And I didn't even have the Blazewalker units in. Like, if I had been playing with Blazewalkers, I would have expelled Blazewalkers.
We'll have to try to get your, or not try. We will get your deck on camera. Yeah, because that sounds fun to watch. It's
super fun.
I don't know. I think we need to try my green deck too.
Your green deck gives me kind of stomach problems because I'm not used to You're the only player I know that plays like green, and you don't just play the busted green cards. Like, you're playing.
No, it's a pretty straight up. But once I get my 3rd new Iton, things are gonna get ugly.
My problem with playing the green is I have all these designs of removal, like, I'm just going to remove his stuff. He's not going to do anything, right? So as soon as I play removal, if you have one shard remaining, my removal is just all it did. It cost me a card,
and you don't even need it anymore because you can Iton too. Old Iton.
Oh, okay.
First set Iton, right. Iton Outlaw, you can chuck him to your discard to bounce a green unit.
Yeah. So it really it makes this again. Super good design because this green are these air raiders, right?
Fact, you can tell how excited Mike and I are talking about this. This game is so. That's an interesting, definitely a topic for another. Right. Is the game good, or is just the design exciting?
Is that the same thing, or
no? Because sometimes you can sit down and there's another game that our channel reps that I'm very excited about the design. I think it's fantastic, but when you actually sit and get it on the table, you're like.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. And I will say, I know you haven't played as because you've been traveling a lot. You haven't had a chance to play as many games as I have. I have now seen both the good and the bad of some of the gameplay, and watching someone who has kind of not played as many games. All of a sudden, we were playing a game on Saturday, and I played out my Fire Phoenix and did 1,500 damage to his board. And he realized, because I had done that Hoenn trick, right? He realized at that point, and we know the rules, it just doesn't occur to you during the game, that he was actually able to play instants out of his hand to stack and add power to his units and get out of the way of it. And to someone who doesn't play very often, again, it was one of those aha moments for him. And to see the lights come on and they're like, yeah, that's fantastic. Well, and that's an interesting discussion in of itself, because again, everyone knows that this channel started out as a Destiny background, and we don't really have reacts in Destiny. Yeah. Now, to a lot of other people who may or may not be watching this, right, or in Argent, they're coming from Magic and other stuff like that, where that's just the way it is. Right. But that's the reason Destiny has grown the way it has with new players, is because new players are attracted to it. It's more straightforward. There's more straightforward lines of play. So when you get somebody who's moving from that into this, and they get the react and the instance thing, it's like, okay, I'm targeting your guy. Well, my guy's not there anymore. Right. Yeah. The first time you get that, and it's a big deal. It can screw you up too. Like until you get that right in your head and change as the player dealing with your being able to move around. Like I have to adjust that in my brain. And if I'm the kind of player who doesn't enjoy that, who doesn't enjoy the changing strategies, some people do not on the fly, this is not the right game for them. Right. But every person that we show this game to, there is not, and I'm not being anecdotal here. I swear it. I've shown this game now to really shown it, not just to sit down and play. We understand. Yeah. They pick it up every time. Like they buy a starter and it is because it's visually pleasing. There's so many foils. People love shinies, right? That's one of the things. Even when you can't read them. Yeah. I think one of the grave mistakes Destiny made was not having chaseable shiny cards. People just love it. It builds I mean, the dice are cool and people are attracted to that, but that kind of wears off pretty quick because they're everywhere. But I show this to people and they're just instantly they're hooked because the game is cool. And they see the genius. The first genius they almost always recognize is the towers. They're like, oh wow, that's like a it's unique. Yeah, it's unique. Yeah. So I'm sure this is like a 5-hour podcast. We're way over our original 15-minute charter, which is usually 20. So anyway, so if you enjoyed this discussion or any part of the long part of it, please do give us that like, subscribe. We are really hyper-focused this quarter on trying to grow the Argent Saga community. We have a great group of loyal Argent Saga watchers, but we're really trying to grow that. Yeah. And I mean, to be frank, make it worth doing what we're doing here, right? So that's the focus this quarter, and then we'll go from there. So again, like, subscribe, tell your friends, share the link, and help us grow. You got anything else to add? Go Commando. Go Commando.